Hey, you made it to the spoiler section. Let's talk about the founder. Welcome back. In case you didn't catch the spoiler-free section, we're going to talk a lot about the themes and how the plot sort of supports or doesn't seem to support the themes in The Founder. The big idea for The Founder, it seems to me, to be pitting the American dream against American values, where the American dream of making all this money and running a successful company is on one hand, but the American values of quality and community and being a good person are on the other. And the movie presents these in the characters of Ray Kroc, with Michael Keaton's Ray Kroc, and the McDonald's brothers who founded the restaurant. Because there's the biggest thing is that Ray Kroc didn't actually come up with anything. Despite being the person who made McDonald's sort of what it is today, none of the ideas that made McDonald's what it is today came from Ray Kroc. He just kind of liberally took them from people. There's a speech repeated a couple times in the movie that talks about how genius doesn't matter, education doesn't matter, intelligence doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is perseverance. And Ray Kroc really embodies that. It is all he is about, just pushing forward blindly to make more and more money. It's interesting because we see him go from a sympathetic milkshake salesman to becoming the villain of the piece overall. He betrays everyone he runs into. The brothers are really intelligent people who've come up with a great new system. They invented fast food. There's a great sequence where you can see them chalking out their restaurant in a tennis court and having their workers come in and mime the actions that they'll need to do. And they iterate and iterate over the course of the day before they come up with a layout that's really going to work to get burgers to their window fast. They put in all the work. They did the actual thinking part of it. Ray Kroc takes that idea, he tries to franchise it, and Ray Kroc's big idea, the thing that makes him money, is actually owning the land that McDonald's are built on, which again isn't even Ray Kroc's idea. Another investor comes in and talks to him and has the idea of making money through the land. So Ray Kroc's entire fortune is built off of the backs and ideas of other people that he then treats terribly and destroys. So again, he throws out everything American values-wise to achieve the American dream. And I think theming is really strong and interesting, especially in our current times where being a successful businessman can get you a lot of places.
You are to stop this instant.
I am through taking orders from you.
You have a contract.
Contracts are like hearts. They're made to be broken. Business is war. It's dog eat dog, rat eat rat. I want to take the future. I want to win.
The movie treats a lot of Ray Kroc's life with kid gloves. There's things that are left out or not included. The fact that there's a whole subplot where Ray is with his there's a whole subplot where Ray and his wife, it's very clear that Ray is unhappy with his wife because she doesn't support his business. They're not like a power couple. And that's despite her efforts to actually try and get people interested. She's making a real effort to be involved in his life. Now, a weird choice that the movie makes is they don't mention the fact that she's not his first wife. She's his second wife, and the first wife is never mentioned in the movie, despite the fact that Ray will go on to divorce her later in the film. Why not include the fact that this isn't Ray's first, marriage? It's strange in a way that seems to... It's strange that they try and hide that fact because there's no reason not to include it. There's also... Apparently Ray Kroc had a daughter, which, again, they don't put into the movie at all. She apparently died at a young age, but the movie decides that that's not important to this guy's life story. And it's a shame because it would have made him a little more sympathetic. His alcoholism throughout the film would have had, some basis or may have made it a little more understanding. There is no reason given for his drinking, which again, you don't need a reason to be an alcoholic necessarily. It just would have been, it would have added layers to this character who is presented brilliantly by Michael Keaton, but also he's a little flat. He's always, pushing towards this final destination. I think that works in the film's favor overall because he never changes, but our perception of him changes as he gets more and more successful. Nothing he does feels out of character. It's just we didn't realize what his character was. So that's really a great part, and that's why this movie needs Michael Keaton so badly. Without that central figure pulling off that nuanced performance, it wouldn't come together the way it would. Every conflict between him and the brothers being over the phone, it's a nightmare. Every scene is pretty much just people talking. A lot of Ray's actions feel arbitrary, or a lot of the scenes feel like they're randomly plucked from different days without really going over what the highs and lows of Ray Kroc's life were. It's almost not a biopic of Ray Kroc. It's almost just about how McDonald's became this big institution. So in a way, it's a biography that's not personal enough. I've been going on a while. I'm going to go into my recommend, not recommend, to just give my overall for this, in case you didn't see the spoiler section. This movie is a very polished but very bland movie. I would say it's a lot like the screensaver on a Mac, like that default gorgeous picture. It's a really nice picture. You can look at it. You can't really, there's no real strong faults with it, but it's also just kind of there. I can't see anybody rewatching The Founder over and over again. This isn't going to be anyone's favorite movie unless they just love Michael Keaton so much. It's not Michael Keaton's best movie by any means. It's all very gorgeous. It's worth seeing once for sure, but it's not anything spectacular. It feels weirdly rounded on all of the edges. Even the themes that I enjoy feel handled with kid gloves and very rounded, so as not to offend anyone. I'm not sure what contracts they were under or what they were allowed to tell and not tell, but at the end of the day, you just have a very polished but very bland movie with some great performances. So a soft recommend. Catch it on streaming. You don't need to see it in the theaters. That's it for this week on Stubtown. Remember, you can get involved anytime. Just reach out to us at contact@psu.tv and tell me if you want to be on the show. It's great. I love talking movies. These single reviews where I'm all alone, they're so much harder to do. I'm always happier to have people here. So please reach out if you're interested, and I'll see you next week.